Hello, everybody. Hi. How are you? It's Tuesday night, and it's Chicago, and it's Quilt Nerd time, and there's so much content tonight that I'm not going to linger too long here at the beginning. As people come in and as folks chat, I just saw Joyous Fibers say that Ticketmaster is the devil. I mean, I could wax for like 20 minutes on that and give you Mary's thoughts on how Ticketmaster is the devil. But I won't. We'll save that for another day. But I did think about one thing I wanted to say, and it has to do with an announcement tonight. An exciting announcement about a product. It's a product launch. Yes, a product launch. Something I have in my hand. Oh, what is it? Oh, I don't know. So I really, let's see, how do I put this? Oh yeah, I have fun with this thing that we do. I really have fun with it. And I don't know, like there was a moment, and Stephanie Cake really helped me out with this. And Robin too, Susanna. But Stephanie and I were talking, like there's been a lot of life changes for me recently, and there's always life changes for everybody. I'm not special, you know, but there's been like a couple like really big things that have happened that have like changed the way I do my day. You know what I mean? I'll leave it at that. And so for a moment there, I was like, my sole focus was like, let's grow the channel. Like, gotta grow the channel. Let's do this. I want to grow the base. I want to like, you know, subscriber, like increase, you know, and of course I want this Quilt Nerd project to reach more people. And it's not like it's not a nonprofit. Okay. Like I would love for Quilt Nerd to be, you know, the part of my life that, I don't know, I work a lot for Quilt Folk. And here's the thing, sorry, I'll finish my thought, but I'm working on a couple things with Quilt Folk that have not a long tail, well, hopefully a long tail, but a long lead time. I produce things and do creative development over there. And it's like, there's a couple things we're working on that just take a lot of time to get in motion. And that's not me like, you know, like making it up. It's just true that the things that we're working on, they're going to launch next year. Right. So it's like that's happening. But in the meantime, right, it would be great if, you know, Quilt Nerd we just couldn't handle all the, you know, the subscribers and things like that. But for one thing, that is a full-time job to do that kind of thing. And what's interesting is doing this project on my own, and I say that in scare quotes because I'm not doing it on my own. Stephanie helps me, Robin helps me, Susanna helps me. They help me as much as I allow them to help me, right? Because I wish I could be smart enough to have them help me more and like, in ways. But anyway, so it's a full-time job to do something like this and grow it in a very aggressive way, and do all the things. I mean, I just posted on social media about this show going live, like, I don't know, a half an hour ago. And I was like, you must do it. You must post about it. My point is that for a while I was like, that has got to be the sole focus. Aside from the Quilt Folk projects, aside from like, eating food, it's going to be this. It's going to be Quilt Nerd expansion. And then, I mean, it was like I got all tense. I got tense about it. I got, I don't know, I don't want to say like hungry. I mean, I got really focused on it in a way that didn't feel fun. And then Cake and I went to TwitchCon and we heard some people speak on panels and they were like, unless you're like, really in trouble financially, in which case don't try to be a content creator and like grow a channel because it takes a really long time. We went to TwitchCon and we heard these people speak and they're like, keep doing the work, let it grow organically, don't freak out. And, if at some point you can hire people to like do marketing for you, cool. If you can hire people to edit video for you, great. But like, if you're not having a good time, you probably should get out of it, because if you're not having fun, it takes a long time to build something. And so what I wanted to say too was like, by saying like, I want to build a channel, like I want to like grow subscribers. Part of what made it feel weird is that like, I love our community. We have a thing. We have this thing. We have this community. It didn't exist before like September of last year. It didn't exist. I didn't know any of you. Well, Marianne Tea Cake, I knew, and like my mom, and Jonathan. But like, this is literally a thing that happened, that is new in all of our lives. And I mean, I think about the people I talk to, the people I'm even working with now, Yvonne texted me today with an idea about the holiday party, the New Year's Eve show, and it's like, wow, like it's really amazing. So all of this starts with, we're gonna launch this product tonight, okay? And I was putting together the little slideshow about it, and I was like, I am having so much fun. I am making like a slideshow to announce that the sale of Quilt Nerd book plates has finally arrived. There's a plan. There's a price plan. There's a payment plan. There's product in hand. And you know what? The product is here because Stephanie Cake told me like 2 months ago, like where I could get stickers. Listen, it's not because I'm like eating bonbons around here. It's like, it's like, what do I prioritize? It's really difficult. It really is. But Stephanie Cake told me where to get them. Robin did, when I say Robin, you did basic arithmetic and you made it happen. I'm saying that like, that's so awesome that I can't do basic arithmetic. I'm just like, she did basic arithmetic, which to me is like brain surgery, Robin worked out like how it will work. Nobody's going to get rich off book plates, but they're great and you can buy them, and I'll tell you how you can. And they're wonderful. Oh my God. I don't want to use my own stock, but I use 2 of them. 2. They're so wonderful to put in a book and write your name on. This book has been Quilt Nerd approved by blah, 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 blah. It's great. I'll tell you all about it. But I was making a book plate announcement, on Canva, a thumbnail. And I was like, this is what I dreamed of, like as a child. Like I didn't even know I wanted to do this, but a book plate announcement with like a panda on it. That's like, I'm so excited. Like, I mean, come on, it's so great. So Stephanie and I, we just kind of had like we put our heads together, and like, I'm so grateful for her. And we really, I mean, it was like, maybe like aggressively growing the channel, like maybe that's not like, and it wasn't a retreat. I don't want to put it that way, but it was just like, there's big things happening in my life right now. Okay, cool. Got to deal with it. Maybe like, don't worry about it so much, don't worry about it. And, again, like if you need to make money really quick, because I stepped down from projects. I stepped down from my editorship at Quilt Folk. I changed that. I did that myself. The documentary project ended for no other reason than the person after 4 years was like, we're going to do something else. And I was like, cool. I was amazed that the shopping agreement lasted that long. So anyway, so things have changed. And yeah, if you're going to worry about paying your rent, which I'm not, don't try to build a channel, which takes years, So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I'm having a good time. I get to make things. And you know who's here tonight? Well, I took a picture. Well, how about this? I took a picture of this guy because I know the green screen isn't going to like him. Oh, there he is. What? It's Spoolie. Do y'all know about him? Maybe you do. I bet you do. Spoolie from Quilty magazine. Oh boy. So anyway, my life is good. I got no complaints. And anybody who's here, who subscribes to the channel, who has been a subscriber, even before there were like perks and stuff, God, love ya. Thank you so much. And if you don't subscribe, it means the world to me. And it makes a difference. It really makes a difference. When you subscribe, you don't have to watch ads. Ads suck. Subscribe if for no other reason. You don't have to watch ads. And then you also get entered into giveaways. And I want to tell you, by the way, and there's other stuff like special streams and stuff. Ah! There goes the product. Okay, that's a loss. Is that what I call it, Stephanie? A loss? Do I damage that out? I have no idea. Yeah. Okay. No.
Scratch and dent sale on book plates.
God. Yeah, exactly. As is. Sold as is. No, they're totally fine. They're totally fine. So yeah. So subscribe because you're supporting the dream. You're also just helping the whole thing happen. This is the November giveaway. Oh yeah, special stream. So I'm going home for Thanksgiving on Sunday. And, I'm going home and like, who lives there? My mom, Marianne Fonz. People dig her, So we're going to do a special stream, the Sunday Social, me and mom doing the Sunday Social on Robin, can you help me? Robin, what is the Sunday Social? Stephanie? It's next Sunday, I believe. Yeah, next Sunday. The Sunday of the holiday weekend. Me and mom hanging out, 11 a.m. If you're a tier 2 or tier 3 subscriber, you can hang out with us. It's a private stream. So there's all kinds of stuff. Great things, right? You get perks. And so the November giveaway, right? The November giveaway has exciting things. And Steph, do you remember when we're going to draw? Do you know when we're going to draw for that? Did we decide? Actually, it's just like the November giveaway. I don't think we have a date. Let's set one. When do you want to draw for it?
Well, let's see. So the 27th is the Sunday Social with your mom, and so the 26th is a regular show, right?
Great. Yeah, Saturday night. Yep. Let's do it.
Yeah, so I think we could do it in conjunction with the Iowa Quilt Museum visit.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, great. On the 26th, we're gonna draw for the winner, and Stephanie Cake made this fan. Wait, I have to get the glare off of it. It's really good. Look at it. Ugh, God, I don't know. Someone needs to invent a green screen that you can that won't, it's impossible. We talked about this last time. You're like, it's not going to happen. Cake, you were like, if you have a green screen filter on, it's just never going to not take out the green, Anyway, and then an issue of Quilt Folk magazine, one of my favorites from Southern California, issue 11, Latifah Saphir's quilt on the cover. And, and Sabrina Geschwantner's film quilt on the back. It's really a great issue. When I was an editor, I have some of the issues from when I was doing the thing. And, it's pristine. It's a pristine copy. So you get all three of those things. And we're going to draw for it. The subscribers go into the drawing, and you get it, and I send you a note. And it's a whole thing. All right. Okay. I think I've made my point. You also get special emotes. If you subscribe, you get like fun emotes, emoticons. I don't know. They call them something different here. Mother Nature, Joyous Fibers, Jill Alex, Quilt Nerd Toilet Paper. Are you for real? You know what? No, actually, Jill, it's actually a great idea. No, I'm just kidding. Quilt Nerd Toilet Paper. No, they're book plates. Oh my God, what a crack up. Naflinster. Hey, Naflinster. You know what? I'm calling the roll tonight. I gotta do it. Stephanie Cake, Saucy Stitcher, Grits and Butter. Yes, you subscribed to tier 2. Grits and Butter, you've been subscribed for 2 months. You're currently on a 2-month streak. You know what I have to say to that? Yep. Patience is a virtue. You just take that filth somewhere else. Penny Catherine, it feels so good. It feels so good to be a thing. Is that what you said, Penny Catherine? It feels so good to be a thing. It's a thing, man. We're a whole thing. I think that's what you meant. The Wonky Quilter, good evening to you. Dee Dee Brew Crew, Pemberito, Kenny, Dee Marie. Not next Sunday. Oh Lord. Hey, wait a minute. J Dot, are you new? That's actually something this live streamer I really like says. Like if somebody comes in the chat and they're like, "What's going on?" You know, or like, I don't know, like. Anyway, I can't think of a good example, but the person will be like, "Are you new here? Like, what are you talking about?" Like we all, you know. So, but I really meant, "Are you new?" You know, because if you are, I'm so glad you're here. Is J Dot?
Have you been in the Lurkers Lounge? Because J Dot's been a subscriber for a couple minutes.
J Dot, are you a lurker? Are you a lurker? You know what? You know what? It's good to see you. That's right. You look great. You know what? You look great in this chat. You gotta come by. Come see me sometime, okay? Seriously, Myra. Mademoiselle, I think I said hi to you. Okay, so, anybody I haven't said hi to yet, hello. Here's what's going on. Okay, Stephanie Cake, how are you doing? It was raining all day in Maryland, in your part of Maryland.
Yeah, it's been raining. Yeah, it's been raining since around lunchtime, a little later. Yeah, so it's kind of bleh.
Yeah, it was.
But you know, what other place would I be on a Tuesday night? It doesn't matter if it's raining.
Exactly.
I'm hanging out at Quilt Nerd.
And it's inside. It's always going to be inside. Well, I mean, yeah, it's always going to be inside. What are you doing for Thanksgiving? What's the deal? Where are you going? Are you going anywhere? Are you hosting?
We go to my in-laws' house. They live right outside of Charlottesville, Virginia. Right. And this year, my mom is coming this year, and it's just going to be us because my brother-in-law's family, they're going to Atlanta, and my sister-in-law lives in California and rarely makes it, so we're special for Thanksgiving.
So is it just so it's you, your husband, your mom, and your son? Is he going to be? So it's the 4 of you.
Yep, and my in-laws. That's it.
Yeah.
Very tiny. Yeah.
Tiny. That's good. What are you making? Do you cook? Do you cook for the things? I feel like
you know, yes, I cook, and I'm an okay cook. I don't like to cook.
Yeah.
I'd rather eat.
Yeah.
But
Thumbs
yes,
up.
I've been assigned a couple of dishes, and they're my regular. You know, they're the things I know how to make. So
that's good. Okay. Good.
Sweet potatoes.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
How do you do them? Are there marshmallows on top like you do, like the thing?
Of course.
You're like,
proper way to make a sweet potato casserole.
You're like, would anyone eat a sweet potato if it was not A, a French fry, or B, covered in marshmallow? And my answer would be no. Absolutely not.
I would not turn away a baked sweet potato, but you are correct. They are best with marshmallows.
Yeah, I mean, a baked sweet potato, like, I need a lot of butter and salt on that thing. I do. But sweet potato pie, I like a sweet potato pie. Okay, so, good to know. And I feel like we'll do something special as we approach Thanksgiving. I don't know. I'll find some quilts that have turkeys on them. I don't know. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this quilt that's behind us. Grits and Butter, Auntie Sen, Ivy Gadivy. Snowing here. Yeah, it snowed today. It didn't stick, but it was super wet and gross and kind of awesome because it was so cozy. Baked sweet potatoes with pumpkin pie spice. Okay. I can get with that. So here is what's going on here. What's happening? Here is our intro quilt tonight. I've had this on the stack of quilts to share for a minute, and I'm going to share it, and then I'm going to tell you about this book plate thing, and then oh my god, we got to get going. What am I doing? We've got a video to watch tonight, and then we've also got a Quilty magazine to look at. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to look at Quilty first, because the video, it's as long as we've ever watched a video. Well, the private stream, we did that special documentary stream. Oh, yes, maybe you should be a tier 2 and tier 3 subscriber. You might get some special content. We watched, it was like, I don't know, 50 minutes or something. But on the regular show, we usually watch shorter videos. But this video of Irish folk making quilts, which is like, I mean, how do these things find us? I don't know. It's 28 minutes, which is pretty long, especially with a little commentary, a little discussion. So it's possible that we won't watch it all and we'll finish it on Saturday, but I don't know. So we're going to do Quilty magazine, and then we're going to do the video. So here we go. This quilt is featured in Spirits of the Cloth, a book by Carolyn Mazlumi, which we have an affiliate link for. It was published in... It's Spirits of the Cloth, Contemporary African American Quilts, and it was published in 1998. It's by Carolyn Mazlumi, one of her many excellent books. The price on the book is $40, and I suspect, because it's been out of print for a while, like most books that, are made, they go out of print. This was $40 when it came out, but probably you can find it used, a little bit less expensively. Sonia, hi. So I love it too. Okay, wait till you hear the story. Okay, so here are this is this wonderful pictorial situation. Let me get rid of myself, because there's people on this quilt. I just feel like, hi, let's not have another person that was not meant to be in it. That would be true for any quilt with people in it. I feel like, ugh. So I made this quilt, and then there's this other person in it suddenly. Okay, so this is called the China Berry quilt. Sorry, the China Berry tree. And China Berry is one word, the China Berry tree. And it's by Peggy L. Hartwell. New York, 1994. It's 40 by 53 inches. Interesting. It's pretty small. Well, 40 by 50, okay. Cottons, courtesy of Cheryl Sutton Associates, photographed by Constantine. Ooh, I like that a quilt has been photographed by a person who goes just by one name, Constantine, with a K. God. Okay, so Peggy L. Hartwell speaks about this quilt in Spirits of the Cloth, and she says, quote, "When I was a little girl growing up on a farm in South Carolina, I loved the China Berry tree that grew in the front yard of my grandmother's house. Actually, the China Berry tree was like a family member. We children played in it, and the adults often sat in its shade and sipped lemonade as they planned the general running of the farm. At other times, the tree provided a social area for my grandfather and his male friends. They would sit and talk, quote unquote, men's talk, as my grandfather put it. The China Berry tree represented the strength of our family and seemed to reinforce our family stability. So much happened around this tree. It stood royally, like an angel of mercy, often appearing to overflow with its own kind of love. And we loved it back. We were attracted to its outstretched limbs, so inviting and enticing. And sometimes those branches made us forget our chores, such as broom making. This quilt recalls one of those times with my grandmother, standing in the front yard, waving her thin arms in the air, scolding us, reminding us of our responsibilities. The trunk of the China Berry tree would then be our refuge, a place to bury our shamed and teary faces." So good, right? Yeah. Exceptional use of fabric. Agreed. Yeah, look at the hills. I mean, look at the, the berm, or, this. I mean, how do you use that fabric, right? This sort of ikat kind of looking fabric used here on the ground. I don't know. How do you use that? The road fabric. I mean, that's well, it's kind of a blender, I guess. It's kind of a blender fabric. But I mean, this dude over here, like, oof. It's not easy to incorporate, I think, because it's directional and it's kind of a funky colorway. But here, it's just perfect, It's a wonderful quilt. It's really, really great. Peggy L. And Peggy is Peggie. Peggy L. Hartwell. The Chinaberry Tree, 1994. Fabulous. Really great. Mademoiselle, the landscape background makes me think of Bargello. You know what? You're right. And you know what? We've never talked about Bargello quilts. Maybe because I'm not a huge fan of them. I don't know. They kind of. But I mean, they're probably really fun to make. But I've never been like deeply moved by a Bargello quilt. But you know what? The fun thing is about Quilt Nerd is like, you look around at stuff and suddenly, you get it, right? It's like, I don't really like that. I'm like, well, have you ever actually looked? Like, no. Okay. Oh no. like Molly and chintz. She didn't think she liked chintz, and now she's going to be president of the Chintz Association of the world. Okay. All right. So that's our intro quote. Now, here's the big announcement. Wait, Mother Nature says, look at the dress. The bottom has light showing through it. Are you for real? What? You're right. It does. Oh, Sylvia, are you for real? You are correct. And that is brilliant. Wow. Yeah, and this fabric, by the way, like, what's happening with that? It's perfect. And you know what? And the gesture that the grandmother's making is perfect. It's like, what are you doing? Like, oh no, I gotta fix that. Like, we're waiting for you, or like, where are you? I've been, you're in that tree again. Ridiculous. All right. So okay, so there you go. So get that book. It's a great book. I've got several other things bookmarked to talk about soon. Okay. Wait, what's happening? What's going on? The time has come? The time has come for what? What could it possibly be? The time has come for Quilt Nerd book plates. I'm going to hide the chat here for just a second, because this is all extremely designed. Yeah, Quilt Nerd book plates. Look, I've got them right here. The Quilt Nerd book plate idea is an idea that has mellowed like a fine wine. It's been an idea for a while. And we produced them, if you will, through the Threadless shop. But I don't know what I'm doing. I made stickers. I designed this sticker, okay? And then I thought the best way to do it was to do it through a print-on-demand place. But the print-on-demand book plates are $3.25 a piece. I bought one of them. like it's too much money. Look at all these books. Look, you see that behind the book plate sticker? That's just one of 4 bookshelves that I have full of books. $3.25. I think I paid less than that for some of the books that are on this shelf, like through the Abe books. So that's not sustainable. So then Steph was like, there's this great sticker place called Sticker Mule, and it's awesome, and they're fast and good. Oh wait, hold on. And so you should look into it. And so I did, and then life and reasons, and then so finally I figured it all out, and we have Quilt Nerd book plates for sale. And let's see some of our sponsors or some of our spokespeople. Wait, what's Scone is saying? Oh, I want some. Yeah, Scone. The other Scone saying same. Yeah, same. Okay, so we have a celebrity endorsement. Okay, here's a live demo of the Quilt Nerd book plates in action. Oh yeah, they're $6. Yeah, okay, that's bad. So the Quilt Culture, Tracing the Pattern, one of my favorite books that I have. What did I do? Oh, that's an actual sticker. I mean, that's a scan of the book. I put that in there. It's great. It looks so good. And the other day when I was in Kansas City, I gave away as a door prize, I had 2 copies of the Freedom Quilting Bee book. And so I took one to Kansas City. I put a Quilt Nerd approved book plate in there. And what was awesome about that, I should have scanned that. There was like Felicia somebody, Texas, 1994, had put her name in the book. And then somebody else had put like, Susie Smith, 2001. So book plates are great. Book plates are great. It's not defacing a book. Quite the contrary. It is giving a provenance to the book. If you love a book, you go ahead and put a book plate in it. I have never been sad, ever, to open up a book that I bought used and see a dang book plate in it. It makes the book alive in a way. So it's real funny. It's like a funny thing, It's been Quilt Nerd approved. It totally has. So, but what does Scone say? Surely I cannot afford these beautiful book plates. Yes, you can. You can though. You can. You can afford them because with the help of the brain, the biscuit brain, that sounds weird, we figured out a way to make them affordable for people to buy, like, a quantity of them. I mean, if I put one of these in every single one of my books, I would be thrilled. But, things cost money. I got to order them. I got to have them shipped. I got to put them in envelopes. I got to put a stamp on them. And then I got to send them. I got to lick that envelope, people. There ain't no envelope licker around here. If you find one, send that person my way. So here's what we figured out. We crunched the numbers. Robin crunched the numbers. And here's what it is. You got to order 5. I can't be sending out 1 book plate. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. So you got to order 5. It's $5. That's a steal. That's amazing. They're $1. But you know what? If you order more, they're cheaper. You can only order 20 because I don't have that many. Because what if none of it sells? I don't understand about retail, okay? It's all I can do to just make the show. So look, I ordered 3 rolls, okay? So we'll see if people want them. We'll see what the demand is like. And I guarantee if there's no demand, you'll never hear about it. I'll be like, wow, those book plates, well, they're really great. Well, yeah, maybe one day I'll advertise it again. But I think I ordered 500. I've used like 10, to give away at Kansas City, and then I put a few in the thing. So how do you order? But how do you order? Can you buy rolls? Listen, Mother Nature, hey, Raffle, if people are into this, look, if you're into the sticker thing, 1,000% you can order rolls of them. But I got to make some money before I can buy more inventory. It's funny how that works. I've never done anything like this in my life, ever. So how do you order? Well, look, they have the same question, but how do I pay? Well, check this out. We're going to do it like we do anytime you want to tip the waitress or send a donation. We use Cash App. And I mean, to be honest with you, I was like a Venmo gal, but Cash App is something that a lot of people use. It's the thing. Like, I felt pretty lame, pretty old when I was like, Cash App, is that okay? Listen, yeah, it's a good way to do this. It's the way we're going to do it for now. And Quilt Nerd, it's not my Cash App. I don't even have my own Cash App. I have a Cash App for Quilt Nerd. It's an app on your phone. Imagine that. And you send money to it. And Robin and I were talking about this, and we're like, should we have like an order form? And we were both like, no. Oh God. Here's what you do. And I'll show you the pricing again. If you want book plates, if you want these stickers, which are super fun, they really are. If you send me $20, I know that you want, or no, sorry. If you send me $17, I know that you want 20. If you send me $5, I know that you want five of them. We'll post the pricing in the Discord, and I'll show you this again now, okay? So do the thing, and then I'll send it to you. But here's the other part, and then we're gonna move on. If you order the book plates, the only way I will know how to put them in an envelope and send them to you is if you send your address to us. Are things more easily ordered on Amazon? Yeah, they are. But we got a ways to go. So you order one of these quantities, okay? 5 for $5, 10 for $9, 15 stickers for $13, or 20 for $17. And you send it to the Cash App, okay? You just text that little thing right over there. You just use that app and you do that. And then I'll know what you want. And I just want to say to you too that how we arrived at this price, we looked at book plates on Etsy and stuff. This is a very good price for book plates, really. Like Stephanie, you saw some of those book plates. I mean, some of those book plates are super expensive, and these are custom. I mean, they're really great, and you can write on them. But you saw it. I mean, I was like, how much is a book plate? Sometimes they're a lot of money, like 10 for 20.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of those fancy ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is good stuff. So I hope that you will order them. And honestly, I'm not even playing. While supplies last, people. I only have so many. So if people like them and they buy them, then we'll have more. And we'll just once we have our website up, it'll just be a thing that you can order more easily. But you know what this is? It's a startup. That's right. So hope you. And then what? I'm so excited. I love books. That's right. I'm so excited. I love books. Okay. So I'll go through it again. I'll put it in the Discord, the quantities, but you can do that. You can get your stickers and you send it to Quilt Nerd, okay? Cash App. Yeah. I hope I stuff some envelopes tomorrow, I have to say. It's fun. Okay, let's do this. Do you have anything to say, Steph? Do you have anything before I go on? I mean, it's just been a torrent of
No, I don't think I have anything to say at the moment.
I feel like I've just been. I don't know. I'm in a good mood today. I feel good because tomorrow's a co-working stream. Today was a good day. It was very busy, but I don't know. I feel close to the community today. I really do. It's a good thing. All right. And I have chips and wine, which I need to enjoy. Okay, look at this. It's Quilty. It's Quilty magazine. Let me get the chat back up here. So. Grits and butter, Lady K. Okay. Howard. Oh, obsessed. Oh, I love it. Neflinster, Dee Dee. Okay, this is great. Okay, everybody's talking about stuff. Okay, great. She's speechless. Cake is speechless. Listen, the stunning and brave book plate moment is we're all struck speechless. Okay, so I would say I don't know. We could do a poll, but we don't need to do that. Put a 1 in the chat if you read Quilty magazine back in the day, or if you have a copy of Quilty, or if you ever picked up a copy of Quilty magazine. Put a 1 in the chat. I'll put a 1 in the chat. I totally did. Oh yeah, it wants me to sign into my own chat. For God's sakes. Okay. The indignity. So in 2009. I think. I was writing. I was in Chicago. I was a performance artist. Okay, I was literally making a living as a writer, freelance writer. I was writing educational material, the Big Book of Dogs. I was writing stuff like that, for this Publications International. I was writing. I was working as a writer, as a freelancer, and working with the Neo-Futurists, which is this awesome Chicago institution, right? And it's hard, it's an ensemble, and if you're a neo-futurist, it's pretty awesome, right? And I worked really hard to get to be a neo-futurist, and so we did this show every week and got paid to do it, and so I was doing this thing, and then my mom was like, "Do you want to be on the show with me?" And I was like, "Are you gonna pay me?" And she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "I need a gig, sure." So that's how I kind of got into the whole thing. Okay, I didn't mean to; it just kind of happened. I fell in love with quilts along the way, so that's why I stuck around. But there was I didn't know how to make quilts, okay, when I started doing my mom's show. I didn't know how. It was a not comfortable situation. And the first time I went to Quilt Market, which is an amazing thing. It's an amazing experience, Quilt Market. It's really something. I looked around and I was like, oh, I had no idea that the quilt world that my mom has been in all these years was like this. Like, I had no idea. Okay, lots of quilty folks, yeah. Hey, Stitch and Deb. Hey, Little Bird Stitch. So, because it was incredible. I mean, all these booths and all these magazines and publishing companies and fabric companies and long arming companies. I mean, it's just wild how much there was. And you know, the friend that I saw, Sarah, my friend Sarah, whose little daughter Dorothy was here in Chicago, that friend that I visited. I was like, I walked around this quilt market and I was like, people need to know about like how big this is and how cool this is. I don't think people my age like understand. I didn't understand, and my mom's Marianne Fawn's like, you know. I called my friend Sarah and I said, Sarah, if you were going to make a quilt, and I knew she didn't know how to sew. I said, if you were going to make a quilt, what would you do? Like, what would you do? And she'd be like, well, I'd call you and you talk to your mom. I was like, I know, okay, but if you didn't know me, you know, my mom, what would you do? She was like, I'd go on YouTube. And this was it was either late 2009 or well, no, it would have been late 2009 because market's in October. So I was like, cool, bye, and I hung up. And I didn't even use YouTube at the time. I mean, I really didn't, you know. And if I had known better, and
YouTube was still pretty new. Yeah, it was still pretty new at that point.
It was. I mean, Facebook was starting to be a thing in 08. Like, 08 was the iPhone. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it was MySpace, and then it was Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook and then YouTube kind of grew, like, in tandem. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I remember when YouTube became a thing.
Yep. And yeah, it did, exactly. And some of those early adopters, you know, I think Missouri Star was pretty early. Vanessa Vargas Wilson, Crafty Gemini, man. She got an award from YouTube for being like a creator, like one to watch. Like, she got a grant. Like, they were awarding people and she got one. And I have so much respect for her. But I hired her as a columnist, right, for Quilty. But I didn't understand the power of YouTube. I didn't. Sarah clearly did. But if I had known better, I would have negotiated in my contract to have like a cut of the Quilty videos, because there's millions of views on Quilty videos. So anyway, the point is, I was like, I was a hustler, you know, and I love a hustler. That to me, this is a compliment, you know, as long as you're doing things on the up and up, of course. But like, a hustler is like trying to make something happen, you know. And so I ran around market. I was, you know, 29, so I could run. Anyway, but no, I was like, anyway, whatever, 26. Anyway, so I ran around and I decided to pitch something. I decided to pitch the people who had bought Fawns and Porter, because Mom had sold the company by then, but she was still working in the thing. But I decided to pitch New Track Media, which was the company that owned it, on a YouTube show for beginner quilters. And as I was running around, I was like, what is it going to be called? How about Quilty? I'll just call it Quilty. And so I found Joel. I remember Joel. And I was like, can I talk to you? I mean, the audacity, right? The audacity. Youth is wasted on the young. And I was like, I have an idea, and I would like to pitch you an idea. Do you have 10 minutes? I mean, oh, God. And he was like, okay, and like straightened his tie. And I was like, here's what I want to do. Like, I think this is really important because like I don't know how to make quilts, and like I ought to, because like my mom is like a quilt maker, but I don't know because I didn't learn. And like I think there should be like a YouTube show, and I think it should be called Quilty, and it should be like literally the basics. Like, and one of the first shows was, why does my bobbin do that? You know, because I was like, why? I don't know. Like, why does my bobbin do that? I hate it. Like, I don't know how to do this. You know, like, what is a 1/4 inch seam? What is a quilt? And so we started making the show. All of this is to say that we started the YouTube show, and about, I forget how long into it, I could figure it out, but I don't know, like 6 months later or something, they were like, we think there could be print support for this magazine, you know? And by the way, I didn't own Quilty. I tried to like get a piece of Quilty. They didn't like that. They're like, you can't have equity. And I don't mind saying that because youth is wasted on the young. Yeah, especially if you don't have like, I don't know, a lawyer. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter because I loved making this. And Quilty was, you know, if I can take any, moment to sort of rest on my laurels and enjoy it, I do think Quilty had a Sassy magazine feel a little bit, right? You know Sassy, right? Right, Steph? It had that. It's got that, like,
yes.
Right? You know? Mm-hmm. It's the highest compliment I could possibly hear. And somebody, I didn't, like, pay myself a compliment. A couple people have said that. They were like, it's kind of the Sassy magazine of the quilt magazine world,
Yes, 100%. I think that's why I was drawn to it, because it had that sort of, like, very snippety kind of feel, like, in the front of it. Whereas, some of the other magazines are laid out differently. And I like that, those little tidbits. And yeah.
There was a sauciness.
Big Sassy magazine girl in high school.
Hell yeah, I'm telling you. And I wish, like, my sister Hannah, you're just, like, barely older than me. And, like, Hannah, I forget. Are you and Hannah the same age?
I think Hannah might be a year younger than me.
Yeah. But yeah, so you were like my big sister's, age. And so it was like a little bit more appropriate for you just because they were like, boys are dumb. And I was like, boys are awesome. Or no, I was like, boys are dumb. And Sassy was like, boys are awesome. Also, they are dumb. But yeah, so Sassy was, I just love magazines, y'all. And I read magazines as a kid and I loved reading them. And so when I had the opportunity to actually make a magazine, basically Quilty was everything I wanted. Like that's my heart. I drew that heart, and I wanted the show. I wanted it to be, I made the logo. I mean, I didn't do it, but I was like a little needle running through the bottom, at the bottom. I wanted it to be approachable. And like I said, and you might have not heard it, but this little character, Spoolie, okay? Spoolie, I thought, there ought to be like a little character. Scone, okay, Harriet, or Bets, our little character, all of that, that's Spoolie. I mean, it's the same thing. I apparently need stuffed animals. Stephanie Cake sent me one. She understands. Like I don't know. I love them. I want them. I want little cartoons and characters around me all the time. Who wouldn't? Life is suffering, okay? So like have these around. So I wanted it to be friendly and I wanted it to be fun and like it's not that deep, Let's make quilts. Like let's have a good time. So I did my best and I was creative director, editor of Quilty, okay? And we made it from 2010 until Quilty was like 2010 until 2015. When I went to grad school in 2016, I think they kept Quilty going for a minute, and Kelly Biscopink was the editor of Quilty, but then they shut it down. And I remember that phone call. I was in the airport in Chicago, and the person who was in charge of killing magazines at the time, whatever. She called to let me know. I think she sort of relished telling me. It was really an acrimonious relationship, unfortunately. But that's so not important. This by the way, this is Quilty magazine flattened out, right? Like so I scanned the whole thing and we I didn't scan the whole thing. I scanned most of it. And we're just gonna look through it. It'll be super fun to look at it. And I wanted to say something about about Spoolie because you may have heard me say before. Sorry, I gotta do this flame and then I gotta do this. I said in a show the other day maybe that I wanted this little character to be in the magazine, going through the magazine, like giving you like tips and like helpful things. And I was like, it should be a spool of thread. Like that makes sense. And it should be called Spoolie. Like, do you see a pattern here? I was like, there should be a show about quilts. Call it Quilty. There should be a little guy to help you out, and he should be Spoolie. Like, and so the people were like, you can have a spool of thread, give people tips, but we're not hiring like an illustrator to do that. So if you want a spool of thread, you're gonna have to draw it. So I drew Spoolie and I gave him a little tooth. I thought the little tooth was very inspired. Look at his little tooth. I don't know. I mean, if I did it again, I would make changes. Like his little mouth isn't even straight on the top. Like what's happening? Okay. It's a problem.
But he has character. He has character.
I know. It's great. It's great. I mean, those are colored pencils, people. Those are colored pencils. Okay, so here's... Okay, so bear with me here. If Molly was around, she's probably caring for her child. That's a very good reason to not be at the show. But we were Tori Amos fanatics, okay? I don't know if anybody else is a Tori Amos fanatic. Stephanie Cake, Tori, are you? No, okay. So either you were or you weren't.
Not really.
Yeah, it's totally cool. So years before Quilty would ever exist, Tori Amos made this this record, which is genius, from the Choir Girl Hotel. Anyway, she used for her album artwork. She worked with an artist who photocopies people. She has a huge body size scanner and she photocopies bodies, and it's gorgeous, brilliant, okay, I think. And it wasn't just Tori who used this person to make art, but she did. And so this is Tori, on a photocopier, and I just think it's absolutely genius. You can see the scan, right, of the skin and everything. I don't know, I love it. It's perfect. So I was like, well, I know that when I show Spoolie, he's not going to show up, on the show because it's the green screen. So
I suddenly see where we're going with this.
I had to give you context. Oh my God. Look, do you see? Okay. And also the scanner at the workbox is so good. I knew that you would see every look, there's fabric. Look at that. Because Spoolie's a pincushion. Someone made this Spoolie for me, okay? By the way, this one, this was not the look I was going for. Wait a minute. Come back. This was not the thing. But you do see his tooth really well. I have to, it's not okay that I don't remember who made this, but this was a gift from a fan, and it's wonderful. And I will have it as long as I live. And I'm so happy to have the opportunity to talk about Quilty, actually. We've never done it. I mean, I don't want to be that person who's like, oh, memory lane, look at this, but it's fun. It's fun to look at Quilty. I mean, I don't know. We're always trying to do something, and it's like if you get to 43 and you've done a few things, well, maybe it's okay to look back sometimes. So this is, anyway. See, it's a pin cushion. So I had all these pins in it, and I had to go down to the storage unit because it was actually in a Tupperware container of a bunch of sewing supplies that I hadn't, wasn't using. Anyway, so I had the good reason to go down and get them. And I wish I knew who made it. It's not okay that I don't, but it's a long time ago now. Anyway, there's thread on Spoolie, and there's fabric, and it's just wonderful. She got it all right. Look, the crooked grin. So, and while I was down there, I have to show you this as well. Whoops. Looks like he's wearing a cowboy hat. I have to show you this too, just briefly. So my blog was, it's still alive, but I don't blog much anymore. But there's a sock monkey that I love very much, another character, and Pendennis. His name's Pendennis, and he's been my blog buddy forever. He's on the cover of my blog, and his name's Pendennis. And someone who is a brilliant, talented person, I know a lot of them, made this coaster for me with Pendennis on it. Pocket Pendennis. 2014. Look at that. Margaret Maloney, Brooklyn, New York. You know what? I'm going to get in touch with that Margaret Maloney. But isn't that wonderful? And I used it as a coaster, clearly, which is like, A, like, terrible, and B, perfect. I mean, of course. I mean, I don't know, a coaster. But it got tea on it or something. As well it should. But this is all kind of the same era, It's just fun. Hey, M. Hicks. Drink wine and so in. I love it. So anyway. Oh look, the bookmarks. Book plates. Okay, so that's the scoop. And I know that was kind of, we're gonna show the magazine now, but I mean I had to kind of tell you like what is this thing that we're looking at, and that's what we're looking at. There's good old Spoolie. Okay. So I know he looks great, right? So this is just kind of like we did with Quilter's newsletter, right? Like I just opened up the magazine and scanned it. Oh yeah, I guess I was editor. I thought my title was like creative director, but it was editor. Oh look, so this issue was 2015 Jan-Feb. It was bi-monthly. So, oh look at that. Did you know there are over 200 episodes of Quilty? Oh, QNNTV.com. Forgot about that. Yeah, that's what it was, wasn't it? Hold on. Hey, what's happening? Don't do that. Why are you doing that? Okay. And what's interesting too, like if you look at the contributors and you look at the projects and stuff, like there are some people. I mean, this is 2015. So look, Cheryl Arkeson wrote a column. I don't know what she's doing these days, but she wrote 2 in that. Is that right? Heather Kenyon is.
I think she's teaching.
She's teaching, right? Yeah. And Heather Kenyon.
Yeah, she teaches at QuiltCon.
She did very well, right, with the Modern Quilt Guild, and yeah, I wasn't sure what she was doing today, but like she's totally a name, like Cheryl Arkeson. Heather Kenyon, I think she's I don't know, but she has been for the past 3 years the president of the Modern Quilt Guild, right? She's a good friend of mine. She lives here in Chicago. I've known her forever. We met when she was working at a quilt shop here in town. President of the Modern Quilt Guild, man. Kelly Biscopink, I don't know what she's up to. Super cool chick, man. Totally great. Amy Ellis, I mean, this isn't 10 years ago, y'all, but it's 8 years ago, right? So a lot's happened. So there's Cheryl, there's Kelly, Amy Ellis, editor and creator and founder of Curated Quilts, the magazine Curated Quilts. There's Heather, president of the Modern Quilt Guild, Ebony Love, a friend for a very long time. We have not been in contact in a while just because, I don't know, life happens. But she was the columnist every other month for the long arming thing, the long arming section. Because I was like, nobody knows about long arming. Let's have a column about long arming. And I was like, who's long arming? Oh, Ebony loves long arming. She's great. Hey, Ebony, you want to write a column? And she was like, cool. I was like, great. You're hired. And then Vanessa Vargas Wilson, who, oh my God, she's a baby. Everyone's babies. The great Fran Lebowitz said, any picture of yourself when you were younger is a great picture. And the older you get, the truer it is. So Vanessa Vargas Wilson, who I knew from the Crafty Gemini, I was like, you should write a column about the internet and social media, which people were still figuring out. I was like, so can you write about, and I called it the thread, I think, or something. So I was like, all of you people need to work for this magazine. Okay, this is why it's a little bit like sassy. Like, what? I wrote all of those things. Like, Spoolie was in Brussels? Like, it's so, like, Spoolie's, like, partying in Brussels for New Year's Eve? I don't even know. But all that copy, it all came from the Dome. And sometimes, the thing is, and I said something kind of disparaging about, about some people that I worked with there or whatever. It was difficult, but you know what? Here it is. I can be generous, whatever I can. And I was probably a real brat, I really was, because I was working as a performance artist and a writer, okay? And then I finally got a good gig. And I was splashing in the joys of being actually paid a living wage. And I was so excited at all the opportunities, so I was probably like a real pain in the ass. I can totally admit that. I was also coming off a really catastrophic illness and finally feeling like a real person. And I had gotten a divorce. I was out of a really oppressive, terrible relationship. So I was kind of like, wee, like, the world's my oyster. I was probably a total pain in the ass. Anyway, but what I want to give them credit for is they let me do some weird stuff, I wanted to showcase fabrics each issue with like a theme. And I saw in like, I don't know, some other magazine, someone else did this with like little tags. It was like, I don't know, they were showing paint colors or they were showing something on these little tags. And I thought that's a cool way to show fabric. So we did that. A lot of what Quilty looked like was fashion magazines. And, Loot, this was called, Loot, with like stuff you could buy and happy new stuff, I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh, and this was crazy. Like, I mean, I put in maple syrup crates, like I wanted stuff that people would use, like maple syrup crates are great to store stuff in. Like, crates are great. Quilters actually want that stuff. Most magazines, oh, look, see, a puzzle. I mean, come on. It's a great puzzle. I was like, quilters don't just want quilt notions. We're people. We want things that are cool. Like, why should it only be this? Because every other quilt magazine, if you had like a loot section or like a what to buy this month, it was just notions. I'm like, excuse me, this is really great and it looks pretty patchworky to me. So we should tell them that. And that's why I say, oh, look, no time on my hands. Oh, yeah, and friction pins. But, like, that's the thing is, like, they let me do that, which, to be fair, was pretty nice because Pomegranate Puzzles did not advertise in Fonts Imported magazines. I mean, that kind of stuff really is, to some extent, pay-to-play kind of deal. So, but look, and you know what I had to do? Maybe we should do half of Quilty this time and half of it next time because I guess I've got a lot to say. I've never talked about it. But, like, I had to go, just so you know, I had to go to Quilt Market spring and fall. It wasn't a chore, but I had to go to every one of these people and sell advertising. I had to go and sit down with the Gamble people, Handy Quilter, Baby Lock sponsored Quilty the Show, and I had to go in there and be like, here's why you should do it, and here's what we've got coming, and here's what this is. I mean, I had to do it, and it was like, I don't know. I was nervous because, I realized like it's a lot of money. Like if you're going to sponsor Quilty and be the lead sponsor, it's like thousands of dollars. And I never like went to business school or something, but I believed in it, and I was naive. I didn't really know any better. I didn't know that. I don't know. It was interesting, but I was there at any advertisement you ever saw in Quilty or anybody who ever sponsored the show. I had to go meet with them and sell them. Here's Amy. So her column was on domestic machine quilting. Hello, Quilt. I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, that was me. That was me. And then there were like videos, that would go with every article pretty much, or we wanted the magazine and the videos to work together. Yeah, like hold up, like these like sub God, what are they called? Oh God. What's the word for section headings? Okay. These little things made Quilty, like, hold up, dive in. It was just very colloquial, I think. Quilt Sammy. Look, it's the Quilt Sammy. Anyway. And the patterns were great. Janice Prites, quilted by Janelle Miller. That's a good quilt, Some of the quilts were vintage quilts. A lot of them were up-and-coming designers, and that's what I'm interested in. I didn't scan every single page, but there's a couple in here that are by people who I'm curious to hear from you, like if you know about them. Let me see. Hold on. This was another thing I felt strongly about. Make it your own. So to me, the fun of making quilts, a lot of it came from finally, it's such a small thing, but the eureka moment of I could make it like I wanted to make it in the colors I wanted to make, because I never really understood it before. So it was like, you can make this quilt, but you can make it your own by doing it in different colors. It's crazy that I didn't get it for a long time, but then I finally got it, and I wanted to show that, So I told the art director, I was like, can this be green, and I'll call it Pine Lodge, and icicles, because I think half of what inspires people to make a quilt is the title, the name of the quilt, and like how it looks. I'm like, okay, cool. So this is called Mountaintop, but if you do it in greens, in all greens, call it Pine Lodge, and it's yours, So I colored all those little things, those make it your owns, I thought that was good. So Janice Pritz, nice. Dynamo. This is Bridget Heitland of Zen Chic. I think that's Zen Chic, right? Bridget Heitland. Made by Ulrike Stefan. It's a cool quilt. Yeah, amazing. Vanessa is amazing. Patchwork and Quilting Mag was definitely inspired by Quilty. Oh, really? You think so? I don't know if I've seen it. Make It Your Own. Hey, Lady K, I'm so happy you said that. That's fantastic. Hey, Kitty. Girl, it's so good to see you. Everybody, you know what? I'm going to give a welcome basket to Kitty Hannah because you've been doing life. Oh, I can't chat in my own chat. All right. Well, people, please give welcome baskets to Kitty because you've been busy doing your stuff. You've been dealing with life, man, and you've not been able to tune in lately, and I'm really glad you're back. Enjoy the process, just like encouragement. Ripping out stuff is part of the patchwork process. It's inevitable, so just accept it, rip it out, and move on. This is great. This quilt. Jennifer Holden of Quilts by Jen. She looks Canadian. It seems it's Canadian. This is a great quilt. Colorworks. Very cool. This is great. This is Caitlin Bevevino. Look, there's a pillow. Listen, Steph. It's a little weird. Pillows don't come up that often, and Steph and I were talking about pillows. This is cute. Hold Your Horses. Oops, sorry. So here's a question. I didn't think about it because, well, I thought about it, but didn't think it made any sense to look for, like, where do you get back issues of Quilty? Do you get them on Amazon? Where do you get them? Can you get them? You can get them, right?
I'm sure you can. Let me find out.
You know what? I'm really glad you're here because to look for it now is, for me to break and look for it now, like some people might be able to find issues, in their house, but I don't know. Are they gettable? Are they expensive? Great style shots. Definitely for the first couple years, I was on all the style shoots, and that's how I learned how to style a quilt, That was really interesting. Okay, Nicole Ramirez. I feel like that's a name. Isn't that a name? Isn't she a name? Nicole Ramirez? A charter member of the Los Angeles Modern Quilt Guild. That's it. So that's a big deal. And so the Modern Quilt Guild was 2015, so it was, 5 years old. And now they're having their 10th QuiltCon. Very cool. Here's the quilt we looked at the other night. That's why I was inspired to look at Lorena Marignon's quilt. Noreen Guerrero. Interesting. They're on Amazon. Great. Drink Wine and Solin. Digital. The horsies look very retro. Agreed, Raffle. Oh, here. This is my quilt. Exciting. This is maybe what gave me the idea to do the Make It Your Own. Well, I don't know. Originally, yeah. Because, this quilt was called Emeralds, right? And I talked about it on a special VIP stream for the Tier 2 and Tier 3 folks on a Sunday social. I went through some of my quilts. And this one I called Emeralds because I thought it looked like emeralds. And we could analyze it, but we won't now. But I remember thinking to myself, oh, you could call it rubies if you made it in all reds. Or you could call it blue. You could call it sapphires if you made it with all blues. And that just seemed really fun to me. Hold up. Lady K is friends with Nicole Ramirez. It's okay. No, hey, it's okay. Knows Nicole Ramirez. Okay, great. Oh, Myra, girl, I'm so with you. Myra says, I've purchased Quilty online, eBay, Etsy, and on the website of the company who killed it. Ooh, burn! I love it. No, I shouldn't. Everything's fine. It's water under the bridge. Look at this cupcake. Oh, boy. Great highlights. So anyway, Kelly Bisco Pink, Mini Me, Discovering Joy in Small Things. Look at this caption. Who wrote that? I don't know. Maybe me. Yeah, just fun, right? Fabric Shack. Is Fabric Shack still in business? Is that a thing? FabricShack.com. Yeah. Kelly, I don't know, but I don't go to market right now, or I don't know. So I don't know what she's up to, but she's super cool.
Fabric Shack is still around.
Right on. Fabric Shack. And this was their ad. Is that still what's up? Like 20,000 fabrics online? Is that kind of their deal? Waynesville, Ohio. It's fabric.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're advertising. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's still a brick and mortar.
Okay, great.
Oh, no, they are not. They're only an online shop now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, when you go to location and hours, it says we're an online shop now.
Okay, cool. Well, check out Fabric Shack, y'all. Very cool. It's interesting too because you can see, when you look at old magazines. I mean, I love magazines because they're ephemeral. They are of the moment, right? And things change, and you read them and you save them if they're great magazines like Quilter's Newsletter and Quilty. But you see advertisements. Books don't have advertisements, so magazines have advertisements, which means those are companies that at the time of publication were in business and they wanted business. And things change. So 5 years later, you look at a magazine and the business that was there is no longer there, and it's really interesting. You can see, I don't know, what closed? Wasn't there, did Fat Quarter Shop close? I do not mean any disrespect. Okay, but didn't it change? What closed?
No, Fat Quarter Shop is still around.
No, it's not. Then they're huge.
Fabric.com.
Fabric.com. Okay, thank you. Big difference. Fabric.com. Although, did they ever advertise? I don't know. But Fabric.com closed. We need to talk about that at some point, right?
Yeah, Fabric.com was a subsidiary of Amazon, and what I later on found out is really troubling, like the way that Amazon handled it. And
really,
I don't want to step on my soapbox right now.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead, Steph. Go ahead.
Well, so for a long time, I think people were like, "Ew, Fabric.com. They're just this online. They're hurting the mom and pops." Well, come to find out, they were actually sourcing all their fabric from mom and pops. So smaller fabric dealers. Yeah. And so they, with them going out of business, Amazon just basically cut it. They were like, bye-bye. And people logged in. I literally logged in the day they closed because I needed to buy something. I needed to buy some drapery type stuff. It wasn't quilting fabric. It was something separate. And I was like, what? They literally just closed the doors and put up a sign that said, we're done.
Wow.
And apparently they transitioned all of the stock that they had over to Amazon, and Amazon is selling it. It seems like they're kind of still selling it by the yard, but apparently the plan is to go to 1, 3, and 5 yard cuts or something insane like that.
Really? Not helpful for quilt people?
Yeah, and totally. Well, just for anybody, because
right.
I didn't buy much quilt fabric from them. I bought Kona cotton sometimes when I needed a specific color, but I mostly bought apparel and upholstery and drapery type stuff. I always try to do quilt fabric from local quilt shops.
Sure,
even if it's online.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a big hit for a lot of people that make stuff.
Interesting. Is it because when I order used books, Abe Books is owned by Amazon. Was it the same thing where I'll order a book and it'll be from Christie's Bookshop in Portland, Oregon? No.
No, you were getting things directly from Fabric.com. I think the way their model was is they would order they would source things from all of these smaller organizations. Yeah. So literally the cotton and steel Japanese canvas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Cotton and steel. Wait, what's going on?
Yeah. So Auntie Sen, what I understand, and again, it could be totally wrong, but it is once they're done with the stock that they have from Fabric.com legit, it goes to this totally separate business model where nobody's cutting fabric for you anymore. Fabric.com, from what I understand, operated like a fabric store. It was a giant warehouse or whatever, but it operated like a fabric store. So you would buy, I needed to buy 5 yards of fur. And a person
hold on.
Did
you order 5 yards of fur? Tell me if you've done that in your life. Please say you have.
I did not long ago order 3 yards of fur.
Yay! Okay. I'm so happy. Sorry, please go on.
But yeah, so it was literally there were people that were cutting the fabric and then they package it up and and I actually, as a a volume buyer, I had a discount.
Wow.
So it really made it worth my time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I said, it wasn't really buying quilting fabric there, but a lot of other stuff I bought from there. So
Interesting.
But yeah, if Amazon thinks that they can sell, like, for how many of you like go into Joann Fabrics and you see like these prepackaged things and you're like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Right.
Like,
right.
know,
right.
They're not pre-cuts. It's like these, you know, I can understand if you're buying things pre-cut, like kit wise, but if you just want to buy some fabric for, you know, it just doesn't make sense to say you have to buy it in 1 yard cuts and they're not going to be continuous.
Right. Yeah. Well, exactly. It doesn't, I mean,
and I don't think it's ever going to be like the good stuff, you know, that they're going to carry.
So, you know, what you're saying like, to me. Yeah. Yeah, go on.
It just didn't meet Amazon's, and I think the CIA, Craft Industry Alliance, Abby
Glassenberg,
Glassenberg, Abby Glassenberg wrote a piece about it recently.
Okay.
And what she was saying is that Amazon did not according to their business model, taking the time to cut fabric is too much time. So, like, they couldn't get that, like, you know, bang, 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 get this crap out the door kind of mod, like, because there was too much human interaction with fabric.
Yes, there's really,
obviously, these dummies don't even, Snufflister just said even prepackaged Pellon. Yes, I will go buy that if I have to, but, I'd rather buy it off the, you know, buy it by the yard,
Yeah. Interesting. So, you know, you said,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go on, please.
Liberty of London.
Yeah.
My Joann does not have Liberty of London. And I know that they sell it online. I'm assuming my Joann is kind of one of the crappy ones. And then yes, they do. Joann has always gotten older lines of art gallery. Like stuff will just pop up randomly. I think their buyers. Yeah, their buyers just get stuff.
Sure.
They, you know, they can. Yeah.
Okay,
so, I'm stepping down off my soapbox.
No, it's so good stuff because I didn't know anything about it. No, it's so good. And so I would say like Abby Glassenberg, you know, she's written a piece about it. But like, you know so much about this. Like when you were talking about it just now, like you have a ton of intel, you have a personal experience with it. I'm not putting you on the spot. My point is, what I'm trying to say is that like finally the goose sound has a purpose. There are like American Craft Council, I don't know that it would be appropriate for that, but like there are outlets for an article about this. Like I don't know where it would live, and I don't. I'm just putting it out there, not to you, Stephanie. So you need to like respond to be like, yes, Mary, that sounds fun. Maybe I'll look into it. Like no, but like fabric.com, like witherfabric.com, like this is a pretty big deal for a lot of people because you know there's a lot of people who make things, who sew the cosplay people, quilter people, set designers, costume designers, like. Oh my God, fabric.com, are you kidding me? Who even owns that domain now? Like it's kind of a big deal. It is a big deal. And I just want to point out, like I want to do the goose sound because anytime there's like an opportunity for an article or a research paper or some kind of thing, if we don't do it, who's going to do it? So I'm just putting it out there that like, you know a hell of a lot about this and it's just interesting. It's really interesting. So you know, that's all.
Because it impacted me directly, and I'll squawk about stuff.
Hey, listen.
It impacts me directly.
You know what? You know what's so funny? You said squawk about it. Maybe that's why this feels appropriate. It's like, I want more. I want to know more about this. Nobody's talking about it. I'm going to write a paper. You know? Anyway, and what's cool about this community is like, if you want other people who used fabric.com and who, you know, could, it's like right here. You have like all the sources, you know, from, you know, yeah. It's very, very interesting. Fascinating, actually. Cool. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through the rest of this Quilty magazine, and then I'm going to give you a teaser. That's right, a teaser of the Irish patchwork video, because there's no way we're going to watch all that tonight. I mean, I care about you too much to keep you here till 10 o'clock. Although, from co-working stream experience, people dig hanging out online. I mean, people are into it. So... yeah. So who knows? But I turn into a pumpkin. So let's continue, and then I'll tease you with the Irish patchwork video, and we'll do that on Saturday. But anyway, this is the cover quilt, and it's really nice. Jeannie Jenkins, is this a name that you recognize? And listen, Billy, I hang out in the 20th century. Okay, I am super not up on who is hot, who is like making moves. The modern quilter names that I know were like 2010 to like, 2016 when I went to grad school and like flew the coop, okay? So Jeannie Jenkins, is she a superstar? Or not that she needs to be. I'm just saying like this quilt is genius and I don't know who's doing stuff now. So she might have like won QuiltCon. She might be like Game of Thronesing it right now. Hold on, sorry. Game of Thrones modern. I mean, this is, I don't even understand this quilt. It's so great. I can't be the only one who feels this way. Look at this quilting. That straight line, like that tight, sweet smelling quilting. It's so good. It's such a pretty quilt. I know, Wonky. It's so great. It's Owings Mills barf. Cake, you're cracking me up. Okay, but just the way the way she look. Let's analyze this. This is why the show's called Quilt Nerd. Okay, so let's zoom out. Okay, it looks like it's painted. It looks like it's an acrylic painted. It looks like a mural. Okay, so how did she do this? Well, it's very simple. I mean, she's got a peaky and spike thing here. So she's got like a 60-degree triangle unit up here. Okay. So that's a template. I've got a Fons and Porter 60-degree triangle ruler that'll hook you up with that, right? So that's okay. So that's a unit, this pink and gray. You see what I'm saying? This is a very simple pie and crust. That's a drunkard's path, That's what that is right here. Whoop. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. That's also a simple patchwork unit. I mean, depending on how you feel about curved seams. Same thing here. These are two 60-degree triangle units put together. There's a seam in between these pink pieces. I mean, for sure, right? Like I can't see the seam, but I'm feeling like it is. And then you've got a patch in the middle. And when I say something is simple, and you end up with something like this, that is the genius of the thing. Who in God's name has ever done that before? Peaky and Spike, man. Doreen Speckman. I'm telling you. Little bird, I'm feeling it. This is brilliant. It's just brilliant. It's Peaky and Spike on Peaky and Spike, because here you've got two. Look, you've just got the reverse. There's this guy, Peaky and Spike. Okay, pink is the spike. That charcoal, beautiful chalkboard gray is the peak. No, this is the spike. I don't know, peak, whatever, spike, whatever. Sounds like a Disney movie. And then the same thing, just reversed. So they stack, and then you have a drunkard's path, just pie and crust, just simple as it gets, right? Old. But you put them together like this? Are you kidding me? In solid fabrics? Are you kidding me? It's so cool. How can you not be into quilts? How can you not get nerdy on this stuff? Those are very, very traditional, old school patchwork units. There's 2 units in this quilt. Actually, I let me correct myself. There's 3 patchwork units in this quilt. There's a pie and crust, drunkard's, curved seam, pie and crust, that's what I call it. There's a peaky and spike. And there's literally a patch, because that gives you your negative space. Am I wrong? Listen, and I might be. I'm totally okay, being wrong. Do you think, Steph, because you know, I should have actually looked at you in the monitor to be like, wait a minute, am I like, she's amazing, there's only 3 pieces in this quilt, and you're like, there's 6, you know, that's it, right? Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right. Yeah, it's that. I think the part that confused me when I first looked at this is the pointy pieces, because they do extend out a little bit. But I didn't realize until up close that it's just the Drunkard's Path piece. Yeah. I never heard of that called pie crust, and I like that.
I literally think it's, I might have made it for Quilty. I mean, I think it was like, it looks like pie and crust, you know, and pie, like 1,000%, like gonna go for that. But like, I really think that's all. Cause look at this, sorry. It's genius. And you know what? You know, I always love to say, like, if you watch this show, you learn about history and all that stuff, but like inspiration, man, for your quilts. This unit right there, hold on. I wish I could draw on the screen. One day we will. If we keep doing the show long enough, you know, in 5 years, I'll be able to like literally draw on the screen. But there's a Peaky and Spike, okay? You see what I'm doing here? There's a Peaky and Spike, okay? It's pink and gray. And then it's just another Peaky and Spike down here. You know? That's it. But they're stacked so that you get this pink diamond. And it's so great. There's no inset seams. There's nothing. And in a way, like now that I look at this, I'm looking at the pattern, 70 by 70, beginner level 3. You see we, whatever. We put it at beginner level 3. You can't see it. It's behind the chat. Sorry. But it says it's got 3 hearts. Okay. So beginner level 3. I don't know. To be honest with you, I was really learning about quilts at this time in my life, but like today, like would I mark that beginner level 3? We had very good quilt people on the team who made that distinction. So yeah, so they probably would have said, look, if you want to make this quilt and you want it to look like that, you're going to need to be, you know, decent at this. But I don't know. It just knocks me out, this thing. I guess I've been talking about it a long time, but I don't know. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I love it. Okay, Robin says that's correct. Kenny says, hold on, Kenny. There's a plain square in the middle. The seam is faint, but there. Exactly. Peaky and Spike with a square in the middle. Jeannie, and that magenta. Ooh, girl. So Jeannie Jenkins, did we get any intel on her? So this is Jocelyn. Now, I don't know how to pronounce that. Eng? Is it Jocelyn Eng? Quilted by Nancy Parkinson. Jocelyn, we worked with Jocelyn a few times. It's a very simple quilt, you know, sweet, simple, would change hugely depending on how you chose your fabrics. She was with It's So Emma. She might still, is It's So Emma still going on? You guys, I'm really out of the loop.
Yeah, It's So Emma is an imprint of Fat Quarter Shop.
Oh, that's
one of their projects.
That's right. And is Jocelyn? I don't know if she's still.
Yeah, her name doesn't look familiar to me. And you know, I looked up Jeannie Jenkins. She has a website. I can't tell. You know, I mean, like I never update my blog, so
yeah, same.
It's hard to tell how.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But.
Who knows?
I'll look up this other person too.
Okay, great. Did you get the name? It's Jocelyn UENG. Okay, you got it. Oh, look, Quilts of Valor potential. Oh boy, green eyes. You know, a lot of times you just need a name to inspire you. The name of a quilt. Oh Lord, we're really taking time on this, but it's fun. It's a magazine. Oh, good heavens. Okay, so this is a cool quilt. I tried to do, you know, pick quilts that were like traditional. We put vintage quilts in Quilty sometimes. I wanted to do like modern-y stuff, but also like easy stuff. Like this to me seems way harder. Monica Dunkley. Anybody? And when I say like, is this person still doing anything? I think I've made myself clear, but I want to just say it one more time. This is not because like, oh, what happened to them? It's that I am very much not in the loop anymore. I don't put myself in the loop. I'm out of the loop, you know, by choice. Really. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is fun. When the quilt had an interesting back, I wanted to show it, you know. So backstory. The backstory was a picture of the back of the quilt, you know. Don't have enough of one yardage to make it across the back. So what? Add a strip of something else. It looks cool. It looks cool, okay? Right. Who drew that beautiful illustration of an array of fabrics? It's so janky. Like, I drew it, okay? What is that mustard? Okay, anyway. So, Monica Dunkley. Great, it's awesome. It looks so cool. 44 by 44. Cheryl Arkeson wrote this, pattern versus improv. Are patterns and improvisational quilting diametrically opposed? Huh. Oh, this is great. There's a stubborn perception amongst quilters that either you're a quilter who sews improvisationally or you follow patterns. But nearly all quilters at different times sew with varying degrees of improvisation and pattern. Pattern following. Oh, that should be an N dash, not an M dash. Whoops. Fun. Super fun. Great article. Quilt by Ebony Love. Lamplight. Love it. Ebony, love it. Awesome. Great. I think that's maybe, is that her fabric? I don't know. Maybe. Oh, and this was a quilty thing. This is my quilt. We did an episode of This Is My Quilt frequently where like we would just have like a person come on the show and tell us about their quilt. That's it. Quilty investigates real quilts in our lives. First attempts, blue ribbon winners, quilts made with alternative materials, quilts that are plumb worn out. They have one thing in common. They are loved. And you know, it's interesting looking back at this. This is kind of like I see now, like, hey, Rocks Dog. I really wanted, I liked weird quilts back then because, like, Fons and Porter's Love of Quilting magazine would never feature a quilt made with, like, velvet and ties. Like, it just wasn't that magazine, and that's okay. But those are great quilts. So, like, let's do it. Oh, that's the set of Quilty. But like we did feature weird quilts in Quilty. I just didn't know what I was really doing yet. God, this was a strange picture. Why do I look like I have a little, I don't know, like I'm sticking my stomach out or something. Anyway, that was my webinar series. I really learned a lot about lecturing actually doing that. Anyway, I don't want to look at me. So you want to write a quilt book. Da-na-na-na-na. Okay, Linda Seward. I saw her in Birmingham. Mending and Preserving an Old Quilt by Heather Kenyon. Love it. Quilty. Da-da-da. There's The Thread. That was Vanessa's Crafty Gemini column. Spoolie Supply and Dry Goods. Here we're at the end of the magazine. It's pretty funny. Spoolie Supply and Dry Goods. There he is. Look at this little scamp. Oh man. And that's it, y'all. That's it. Okay. Lots of fun. Oh yeah. The last page. The Rod Kirikoff collection. That's interesting. I didn't know him. I had not met him, but that's crazy. That's the first edition of his book that came out. And then so many years later, with Quilt Folk, we'd publish the second edition. Anyway, so now I feel like I am doing down like memory lane kind of stuff. Anyway, I've got other issues of Quilty. At some point, maybe we'll look at another one. It's super fun, and that was super fun to do with you. I don't know. It's good stuff, right? It's like it's the past at this point, you know? Kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Okay.
I looked up a few of those quilters.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah,
so
bring it on.
I mentioned Jeannie Jenkins.
Yes.
So Jeannie Jenkins, I'll put her website in the comments.
Yeah.
Jocelyn Jung, I guess that's her last name. Yeah. She's got a private Instagram.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's hers because she's followed by quilters' names I recognize.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And then the other person, Monica Dunkley, there's a website named Quilt While You're Ahead, and it's attributed to Monica Dunkley, but
Interesting.
like none of the recent stuff has quilts. So I don't know if she's maybe moved on to something else, or I don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
So, she's got cool pictures. So
Okay.
I'll put those in the chat.
Please do. Please do. And anybody we mention on the show that you're interested in, like, you know, the algorithm rules us all. So, you know, follow those people on Instagram if you like them. If they have a YouTube channel, like, subscribe to it. You know, it doesn't mean you have to pay anything, right? You subscribe to the channel, like their videos. Same thing with me. That Mary Fawn's channel, man, if you watch anything or, like, you have to hit the thumbs up button. You have to. And I have to upload videos. But, like, if you don't, like, you literally don't exist. It's wild. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I am going to show you a few minutes of this video. It's you know that Kentucky, like, documentary we watched, like, a while ago? I think this is going to be like that, where it's really beautiful and really interesting. These Irish people making patchwork. But we're not going to watch it. I mean, it's, you know, it's almost 9 and we usually go about 2 hours. So we're not going to do that tonight, but I want to share with you. Hang on one second. I'm going to do this. Page 7. Okay. Yeah. So I found this the other day. And first, I want to say that the co-working thing is fun. I don't do it on Tuesdays because the show. But but tomorrow I'm gonna turn the camera on. I don't know. We just hang out. It's like, it's not a thing. My friend Joe, Stephanie, this is really funny. This is like, because I know, like, I don't want to speak for you, but like I still haven't done TikToks because it's so important to do it. But I feel outside of that.
But you know, the thing about TikToks that I've noticed, I think some creators will take clips of their online work and make TikToks out of that. I mean, there's some effort involved in that. The other thing is, do you remember those kids we saw at TwitchCon making TikToks, and they were doing stuff over and over and over again just to get the one TikTok?
Exactly.
And I'm like, that's too much effort. I'm a grown up. I don't have time.
I know. I mean, and I don't want to just like yes, you should absolutely just like clip the show. Like, we'd have 2 hours of content. Like, that's like 9 zillion TikToks. But I don't want to make shitty content. I don't want to, you know, it's like, I can just clip this and that, and I guess that's enough, but like, I actually want to make like artful things in the world. Like, I don't know. Anyway, the reason I bring it up is that I told my friend Joe, I was like, yeah, I just logged off like a live stream, like a co-work thing. Like, people do it. It's like a thing, you know, people like to do it. It's like, I know people who do it, you know, it's like a whole community of like people who like to just turn on a camera and work with people. And I was like, you know, he was like, do people watch it? And I was like, yeah, there's like 30 people, you know, like all day. And he was like, all day long? I was like, yeah. He's like, 30 people want to watch you work. I'm like, well, they're not watching me work. We're just like hanging out and working. And he was like, I was like, and there's some co-working streams that have like thousands of people. It's a whole thing. He just could not get it. And he's 60 years old. So I'm not saying that that's old or anything, but he like me with TikTok or whatever, he was just like, I do not get it. And I get TikTok, but I can't make it work. But he was just like, just working. I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we do it. So we're going to do it tomorrow. Starting at 8 a.m. I don't know. Your friend likes it.
Yeah.
Stephanie, you're doing it. You're doing it.
When you're doing your co-working, I feel bad about myself because you usually have been online like for an absurd amount of time before I'm actually even up.
But then I cut out though.
I'm like, oh, I feel bad.
Oh. You know what? It's interesting because like the reason it's going to start at 8 a.m. instead of 7 a.m. is because I get here at 6 and I need 2 hours to like read and like write. It's like crazy. But I get real tired by about 3 o'clock. And then I have my first glass of wine at like 3:30. And then I go home and fall asleep at 7. Anyway, the point is that It is good. Your friend, right? You're doing some co-working, yeah? Because there's a friend
Yeah,
who,
I have.
yeah?
And,
It's fun.
yeah, she's following you now, so she might be coming to your co-working
Good.
space.
Well, then we'll just, one of these days, there's guest stars, there's like, who knows, and we could just all pipe everyone in to be like in little boxes. But yeah, it really does keep you company. And the other day I was like, oh, I know why I like co-working.
Yeah.
I'm in a better mood. Although if I have like a meltdown, I'll be like, I have to shut the stream off. I just had the worst phone call of my life. But it's good. I don't know. It's
like having coworkers, and
Yeah.
if I need to do something, I can mute you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Not that I regularly mute you, but you
No,
know what I
but-
mean. Like,
yes,
but
1,000%.
you mute us when you have to take a call.
Exactly. You and you can log off, you can log in, people come by, they hang out. So if you want to come by, it's a good time. Like, it's whatever. And anyway, come by tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central. I'll turn the stream on. I usually don't really want to talk too much until about 10. So it's a good time. Yeah, it's good. So do that. And here's our preview for the video we're gonna watch on Saturday. We're gonna do lots of stuff on Saturday. Here's one of the things. And by the way, if you want to do the Quilt Nerd book plates, you just do that, and I'll put it in the Discord and buy some book plates. It's good. Support the show. It's awesome. It's a good time. Okay, here we go. Okay. This is really something. Yeah, it's 28 minutes. We'll do it on Saturday. Plus some content director content.
Yeah, Mary, we got another one today. Myra has a content director. We're getting a little bit behind.
We are.
Content directors.
We are.
The cake has been bad. The cake has not been like whipping Mary.
It ain't your fault. But well, yeah. If anything is your fault, it's because you've not been on me, because it's my responsibility to do it. But yes, I do need to stop acting like a monkey, and I need to get on the stick, as we would say in my family. Stop acting like a monkey and get on the stick. Okay, so I will take the oldest one, or the most neglected content director. It's not that I neglect it. It's just, content is tough. I mean, it's like, you got to make it work. You got to make it alive,
It is. It is. And everybody's so enthusiastic. So we do have a lot of people who have their pet topics they want to hear about.
Yeah. Maybe we should pause the content director for a second so we can catch up. I'm taking full responsibility, but maybe we should just pause it for a week or two so I can catch up, because I don't want people to feel like it's not worth doing, but yeah, I always get to it. It just takes a while. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Well,
it's fine. You're fine.
Okay.
No rush. You're fine.
Thank you. All right. So let's check this out. So this is episode 2 of a show called Hands. Actually, let me just show you. Old Irish Craftwork is the channel. Old Irish Craftwork. And it says Hands. It's called Hands, this show. Was an Irish television documentary series broadcast by RTE, with an accent, between 1978 and 1989, covering traditional Irish crafts. Y'all, this is gold. When the internet is good, it's really good. Because, watch. And I haven't seen it. I saw, enough to say we need to watch it. Oh my God, it's...
Early morning in Kilkenny,
Of course.
home of the state-sponsored Kilkenny Design Workshops. The workshops were set up nearly 20 years ago to promote design and craftsmanship in Ireland, to encourage people like Alex Meldrum, a young County Antrim craftswoman. Alex has travelled the length and breadth of Ireland, collecting over 200 patchworks for a unique exhibition of the craft. She has learned as much about people in her travels as she has about patchwork.
Wow. Oh my God, it's Irish quilts, y'all. Oh my God. Excuse me. I mean, what? Let's continue. I'm cutting us off at 5 minutes. I know you're going to want to watch more. Don't read ahead. Wait till Saturday.
During the 16th and 17th centuries, it's thought that a type of appliqué patchwork was practiced in Ireland. It wasn't until the 18th century that patchwork as we know it today was introduced from England by the upper classes. It was quickly taken up by rich and poor alike. Primarily a craft of thrift, it encouraged resourcefulness. It was a combination of this resourcefulness, imagination, and great needlework skills that produced these exciting and original patchwork designs.
Look at that plaid.
Patchwork from the more well-to-do homes was generally made from discarded garments. Costly glazed chintzes, silks, satins, taffetas, and rich velours. In poorer homes, women tended to buy the material they needed because their clothes were never discarded until they were threadbare.
What? Hold on. In poorer homes, they bought the fabric. That's interesting. Hold on, I have to hear it again. Hold on.
Patchwork from the more well-to-do homes was generally made from discarded garments.
That seems backwards to me. Anyway.
Costly glazed chintzes, silks, satins, taffetas, and rich velours. In poorer homes, women tended to buy the material they needed because their clothes were never discarded until they were threadbare.
That's word salad to me. Well, oh, no, that makes sense. Okay, well, I don't know.
The magic in patchwork is that either cast off or cheaply bought materials were used to create something rich, new, and unique. The making of a patchwork was a big undertaking, and behind each of these patchworks is an intimate, personal story.
Oh, this is, God, she's...
Isn't this really beautiful?
Yes!
And it's hard to believe that it was made over 100 years ago, and every stitch sewn by hand. In fact, it was made by a young girl called Margaret Egan. She was only 14 at the time, and she made it at her home in County Roscommon. Her father didn't even know she was making it. He didn't allow her to make it because she had asked him could she make it at night using the oil lamp. And he had said to her, no, there's not enough oil because you've got to do your homework and after that you've got to go to bed. So in the privacy of her own bedroom, Margaret made this patchwork. It took her a year to make, and all the fabrics she bought from a local dressmaker or from the mill. She bought penny bags of scraps. This is why all the reds are different colours, because she didn't buy them all at the same time. In fact, you can see here darker reds and lighter reds.
Can I just... That's it. That's it. You want to see the rest of it? You can be a scamp and watch it on your own. Sure you can. Or you can watch it with your friends on Saturday night. It's too good. Has anything ever been, like, the tone of it is so deeply Irish. It's like beautiful and sad and red-haired and like poetry. It's just poetry. It's James Joyce. She's like, she wanted to sew by the oil lamp, but her father wouldn't let her. And I mean, it's just beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And the reds are varied, and I don't know. I can't wait to watch it. And I want to watch it with you. So I hope that you'll come by on Saturday night, because we're gonna watch it, and we'll watch it from the start, and that'll be the majority. So let's just see, because you're so nice to hang out. We're gonna see a man quilt, I think.
My metal template in the center of the cloth and cut about 1/4 of an inch or even more around.
I think Palma was asking for paper piecing. Ooh. Look at that.
Hold it up a bit, Scott. I wanted to see that yellow one there.
Ugh.
Wasn't so sure about the material in that, but I like that one with the black. See that one there with the little roses? That was Rachel's frock.
That was Rachel's frock, she said. That was Rachel's frock. And then what's going on here?
Mistake in your work, because nobody could make anything perfect except the Almighty.
I just talked about this. The planned mistake, the myth of the planned mistake. She's talking about that here. I learned something from a woman in Kansas City that's going to blow your mind about this very topic.
The same material that they've used for the light-coloured sides. Amongst certain people, nonconformists in particular, there was a belief that you should always make a deliberate mistake in your work because nobody could make anything perfect except the Almighty.
I'll give you a preview for what somebody told me. They said, it's not true that the Amish did that or the Mennonite did that, whatever. What she's saying is a sort of a myth, right? And it could be true for some people, whatever. But this woman came up to me after my lecture, because it was on myths in the American Quilt Story, and she said, I completely hear you. My aunt was Mennonite, and she said to me, if it's planned, it's not a mistake. And I was like, it's brilliant, right? Like, if you plan to put a mistake in your quilt, it's not a mistake. It's very good. Okay, so then we see people making quilts on a frame.
Quilting frames are very often supported on...
We got a frame going on. We have it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So oh, look at that. Hey, Quilting Politic. Yeah, if you plan it, thank you, Kenny. It's a design choice. We're saving it for Saturday. Lady K, we're saving it. We're saving it for Saturday. Okay. So thank you everyone for coming by. And I started the show by saying that I have a good time doing this, and I don't know, that's kind of all I got. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I should be like, I don't know, maybe I should be really aggressive, and I should be, I don't know what I should be. I just know that making a book plate ad was really fun today, and I like hanging out with people and working with you, and that's it. That's pretty much it. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all the subscribers, anybody who supports the show in any way, Amazon gift list, that stuff, which does come in and is amazing. When you buy a used book through our link, like, it really is. It all combines to make something that is real, and I really enjoy it. So, Cake, thank you so much.
It is my pleasure. Oh, and before I
yes,
forget,
please.
Jill reminded us at the top of the show, tomorrow's Textile Talks is Carolyn Maslumi.
Oh my God.
So if all you have to do is Google Textile Talks, and it'll take you directly to their page. And I think it's tomorrow at 2 Eastern time.
That's great.
And if you miss it, which I probably will because I have some freelancer stuff to do tomorrow, they do the replays. So
yeah, right on. Awesome. Maslumi, man. And we looked at a quilt from her book tonight. So cool. Check it out. There's so much to look at all over the place. And let me know, let the Discord know, let us know when you see something cool, and it'll come over the transom. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Tell people you love that you love them. Pretty much. Okay.